partager le bon.
Welcome to Under the Hollywood Sign, the show that takes you behind the scene of the entertainment industry. We just had a little issue, technical issue.
Nothing
so now
major.
we should be okay. So I'm your host, Faliex, and joining me as a co-host is Michelle Barrow. Hi, Michelle.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Cool. This show is proudly sponsored by music partner. You go to resource for free soundtracks for TV and film producers. Today we have the pleasure of hosting a multi-talented guest who wears many hats in the world of entertainment. You see her? She's not only a remarkable voice actress, but also a director, casting director, and producer, with over 200 titles in video games, animation, and dubbing to her credit. She brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the table. Currently, she's the creative force behind the highly acclaimed preschool animated series, The High Meows.
High Meows.
Meow.
Like a cat meow.
Which has already won 5 Telly Awards in recent years. Join us as we dive into the fascinating world of voice acting, directing, and producing. Let's give a warm welcome to Claire Dodin.
Merci.
Hello, Claire.
Hello, Claire.
Thanks to be here.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Alright. So sorry, guys, about the little mishap. We just lost all videos in the beginning, but that's all right. We got it back, so we're back on track.
No worries.
All right. My first question to Claire would be: you've done many things. So can you help us understand where you're coming from, how you ended up in Los Angeles, and the scope of basically what you're doing?
Okay, so I started in musical theater. My love of singing and acting brought me to musical theater, but I went to London to do that, and I realized fairly fast that because of my accent, it would be challenging to be cast because I'm
Which
French.
accent? Hold on. Which
In case
accent?
it wasn't clear,
Because
I am French.
Because I'm not hearing any accent at all.
No, I have one. Just a little less than
It's
you.
like me. It's like me. Where the accent? You know.
So I wanted to be realistic, basically, and I was booking concerts and singing in little originals, but I was not booking the big shows that I wanted to do because they wanted a Cockney accent or they wanted a standard American, and I just was struggling with that. So I started to explore other things that I could do, and one of the things that was happening is after I was being on stage, after doing a show, people would come and see me at stage door and say, "Oh, do you do voiceovers? Because we need somebody to voice this cartoon or to do this." So I was lucky that it was a good 15 years ago when not so many people were doing voices back then. And so people were coming to find me, and so I kept working in voiceovers without really looking for that kind of work. And then I quickly realized that it was a nice way to make a living. First of all, it was fun, and it paid way more than theater.
Really?
So, so I decided to pursue it. And then when I started trying to get an agent, all of the agents fought to get me. And I was just very lucky to get into this business at the moment where there was a need for somebody like me.
So you monetized your uniqueness.
Yes.
And somehow your cultural background.
Exactly. And then as I was doing jobs, the clients were telling me, "Oh, we need more people who are French or more people who can sing. Do you know somebody?" And little by little, I ended up casting things. And then they would say, "Oh, you're so good at it. Why don't you direct it?" I was like, oh, "Okay." And then I ended up directing as well. And it just all happened very organically. I got very lucky in my
Still
career.
in London, right?
And all of that was in London. And then I came. There was a time where I also had a show on TV because I was also doing hosting, and I was basically taking every job that I could get.
You should take over here.
In English?
In England,
What kind
yes.
of show?
I had an extreme sports show that I was hosting every day.
Cool.
For a while.
Right.
And
Soccer or?
No, extreme sports. So that would be wakeboarding, skiing,
Fighting.
things. Not fighting,
No,
more,
okay.
yeah, more skateboarding.
Okay.
Extreme.
Yeah, extreme, yeah. So that was a time where I was searching for what I really wanted to do, what I really liked, and so I went to LA to study acting because I thought I was very interested in exploring more the on-camera world, and I thought the way Americans approached acting was very realistic, very low-key, very real, and I wanted to try this kind of acting because so far I had done mostly animation and
Commercials.
commercials, yeah, and theater. So
Right.
so I did a lot of theater. So it's a different kind of acting. I wanted to see how do I translate the character building that you do on stage. How do you translate that for screen? Because it's a different skill, it's a different skill set.
Right.
And so I came to LA, and then I met here people that made me feel like anything is possible, which is not really how I felt when I was in Europe. In Europe, I felt like there was a ceiling to what I could achieve because of my accent, because of this or that. Somehow, I don't know why, I was seeing the obstacles instead of seeing the possibilities. And when I arrived to America, I met a whole lot of people who were so visionaries and inspiring that I felt like I had a new wind. And I was like, this is the place where I want to be. Because
Here they see what you can do.
yes,
And
here...
sometime in Europe they see what you can't do.
Exactly. I feel like when I got here, and if I was saying to somebody, okay, so I want to go to the moon tomorrow, and then the person next to me would say, oh, that's a great idea. How can I help you? Rather than if you say that in France or in London, people say, are you crazy?
Yeah.
Right? So, and that might be a generalization. It's not true of everybody, obviously. But it's something that I felt... I feel like I've been very lucky in my career. Like I met some very good people when I moved to LA. I feel I met some people who truly believed in what they were doing, who were great actors, great teachers, who truly loved the craft. And so that made me want to be with them and do it with them.
So when you came, you came in a school? Or
Yes, I came to study
Which
first.
one?
So I went to, am I allowed to say?
Yeah.
Okay, so I went to Ivana Chabak.
Okay.
So I took some classes over there, which I loved. And I went to Margie Haber's studio as well, which I also loved. And even though they have different techniques, I think acting is... every actor needs to go and explore the different techniques and then take what resonate with them from one technique and what resonate with them with another one. And on the appearances, they seem to not be compatible, but really they are. And it made me grow as an actress, and I discovered a whole range of things that I was capable of doing that I didn't know I could do. They have like unlocked in me so many things that made me feel alive.
We should try, Philippe.
And
we did the MI.
It just gave me back
that wasn't acting.
Yeah, but
That was musical,
in music industry. Yeah.
But it gave me back the reason why I came into acting in the first place. I feel like after a few years in London, I kind of lost it. I started because I loved musical theater, and then I ended up being a host on TV. And I lost the desire to do it, like being a host on TV. It was okay, and it was great, it was a good job, I can't complain, but it was not my passion.
You were labeled for doing this, and that's it.
And also, it comes with a lot of things. For example, they would require me to do some bikini photo shoot for this magazine, and so it required. There was a lot of things that were required of me.
We didn't do that. Where we studied, no one asked us that. I wonder why, really.
And I really resented this because I wanted to act. I just wanted to perform. I didn't want to be a thing for people to please. And also, when I started being on TV, it became more important that my hair be the right way, that I didn't have a strand of hair in front of me, or that I didn't wear a jacket that made me look fat, than my acting. And that was very frustrating to me.
Right.
And
the image first.
Yes, exactly. And this is why when I ended up doing more and more animation, I really truly discovered my real passion, the thing that I really loved, because nobody cares what I look like when I'm performing a cartoon. What matters is the acting, so it's all fun. and none of the not fun things you have to do on top. Like I love all of it, including auditioning, and I love acting, but I love directing, I love casting. There's nothing better than telling people that you like that they got the job. This is just awesome. I love it. So I think I found myself.
How long did
here.
you study for here in LA?
Here, the first time I came, where I decided I wanted to move here, I studied for 3 months. So I came and I lived for 3 months, and I had just a visa for 3 months. And then I had to go back to the UK because then I had to get an actual visa to come and live here. Yeah. And that was a process that was very difficult. It took me 2 years.
But with the school, you didn't have a visa to go to school?
To go to school?
Not every school gives a visa. You have to ask for I-94.
Yeah, but the visa that I wanted was a visa that would allow me to work.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't want just a visa to study. I wanted to be able to make a career and move here. So I went for the O1 visa.
Oh, okay.
So extraordinary ability. And luckily,
I have it also.
You have it also.
I had.
For me, what did it is that I had that hosting job on TV. I was on TV. I had covers of magazines, and I had like several magazines with lots of pictures on me on it. So this job that I couldn't say I liked. I mean, that was fine. But this job got me where I am today, so I have zero regrets.
Yeah,
like everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
and I was not meant to be a host, I don't think. Although I don't know, never know. Maybe tomorrow I'll be the host of your show. But if you don't bother me too much about what I'm wearing. But this is all part of the journey, and so I'm so grateful for that job that I had, because I would not have had the O1 visa if I hadn't been on TV every day. So this really gave me the opportunity to come here, and here I had to start again from scratch, because here nobody knew who I was. Mm-hmm. Nobody cared, like Claire Dodin, like who's that? So I had to start again from the beginning and then build up relationships. But
it's good to start again from the beginning, because you have no relation already in place.
That's true.
So you're only yourself.
But also, go ahead.
My English is not good, but there is no past.
That's true.
Saying like you are like this or like this. You are like you are now, and there is no past.
But I'm not ashamed of my past, though. I'm not ashamed of my past, though. It's okay.
No. It's not to be ashamed. No, but you
start fresh.
Yeah,
start fresh.
It's good, Yeah.
And it also, I found my passion again. That's what I was saying. This, I kind of, somewhere along the way, when I was in Europe, I lost the passion, and I found it again in LA, which is why I came back here. But here I came in, even though I had to start again from scratch, I started from scratch with all the knowledge that I had acquired from before. And in particular, I had acquired the knowledge of no longer accepting every job, but taking the jobs that I want to do. And then I made it a thing that to me, it doesn't matter how much the job pays. This is great if it pays a lot, but this is not... the main reason why I want to do a job is it going to bring me joy? Am I going to have fun doing it? Is this something that I'm passionate about? And
this is
it's a decision difficult to make, because obviously everybody has to pay the rent. Yeah. But what happens is that when you focus on the things that you love, first of all, you're better at it because you love it. So whatever energy you put into it is going to be bigger, better, and more creative and positive than if you do something that you don't love. And also, if you say no to the jobs that don't bring you joy, then you have more time to say yes to the jobs that will bring you joy. Because what I found is that sometimes I was stuck in jobs that I did for the money, and I had to turn down jobs that I would have loved to do, but I had to turn them down because I didn't have the time. I wasn't available. Yeah. So now this is how I've been driving my career from here. And it's brought me to places that I had never knew I would go to. Like, if you had told me when I arrived here that I would be a producer and I would have my own animated show, I would have said, "Are you crazy?"
So how did that happen, that transition into directing and producing your own ideas?
So it happened from directing and producing for other people a lot. And then I got to a point when I was like, I am making so much content that is being watched by so many people, and I know I can do it well. I want to tell my own story now.
Right.
Because when you do it for someone else, you're limited by the vision and the ideas and the desire
Sure.
of the client who hires
Of
you,
course.
which is normal, right?
Yeah.
It's their baby, so you have to make it fit what they want. And sometimes it doesn't align with what you think you would like to go, which direction you would like to go. And so you have those little frustrations that you're like, I wish I could have done this, or I wish I would have cast that other actor instead of the one that they picked. And then that led me to thinking, well, let's just tell my own stories, write my
Right.
own stories, do the things that I really want to do. And I can cast myself in it as well and give myself...
Let me be in charge.
Yes, and give myself a role that I really want to play, and give myself the songs that I really want to sing.
Yeah,
And I might as well write the songs, right? So
So you decided you wanted to be a producer and be completely in creative and
Yes.
financial charge of your project.
yes.
How did you choose a project, a story?
Oh, it happened very organically. I would say it happened after producing about 150 songs for Baby Shark, Ping Fong. I thought, this is so easy. I can do it so easily. So I thought, I want to do little songs for little kids. It's so much fun. I love it. That's something that I absolutely love. Pure joy. Like every song that I did for them was such a joy to do. So I was like, I want to do my own songs, and then I was looking on YouTube, and I was checking out what there is, and I love cats. Anybody who knows me knows that I love cats, and I'm obsessed with my own cat, who's the most perfect cat in the world. His name is Walter, and he's the softest in the world as
Hi,
well.
Walter.
And he's probably watching.
Walter.
And, and so I was looking at YouTube, and I thought, why isn't there any animated cats on YouTube? I don't understand. The cats have won the internet, and I'm not seeing any cats there. Like, this is crazy. I gotta put some cats on YouTube, and this is really how it started. And then also, as I was thinking, what can I do? Because you want to identify, when you make a new show, you want to identify some sort of gap in the market, somewhere where you can place yourself, so you're not... you want to fulfill a place where that was something that doesn't exist, but you feel that should exist. So first of all, animated cat should exist. Absolutely, I have no doubt about it. And there's, even with my show and the few shows that have started recently with I know Disney has an animated cats coming up and all that.
Right.
There's still not enough cats in the world. There needs to be more cats. So I'm not worried.
To
about
all
that.
the producers out there,
You need
we
cats
need
in
more
your
cats.
show.
Because
There's dogs, there's sharks, there's pandas, but there's not that many cats yet.
if you think of it, Los Angeles is a very dog-centric city. There's dogs everywhere.
Oh,
here.
there's cats everywhere. All my neighbors
cats
have
also,
cats.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
cats too.
I see like a ratio of 9 dogs to 1 cat here in Los Angeles. I see dogs everywhere.
Well, soon there's going to be a lot more cats because of my cats, because the kids
Obviously.
are going to say, I want a cat.
But we hear a song.
In Broadway, there is cats.
Well, wait,
From
wait. I
a
wanna,
long time ago.
before we watch a song, I want to say something else as well. Another thing about those cats is that it's not just that the cats that I sing. It's also, I've noticed with my friends who are, a lot of my friends are French, and they live in the US, and they have kids who do not necessarily speak French. And the reason is one of the spouse is American and doesn't speak French, and so it's difficult at home to teach the French language to kids, and it's fairly expensive to go to French school. So a lot of people put their
Very
kids
expensive.
right, they put their kids in a regular school. And I thought I would like to also infuse the desire to learn the French language to the kids. First of all, for my friends' kids, and I want them to start singing songs and learn a little bit of French and make it fun, and learn a little bit of French culture, because this is what I am and this is what I know, and make them want to learn. And if they're kids, they're very small, and they start to want to learn, and it's fun, then when they have classes at school that teaches them, then they want to go and they want to learn. So that was something I wanted to do. And I wanted to do the other way around as well. So we have English and French versions, because for my niece, I have a little niece, and I wanted her to want to
very
learn
personal.
English. It's very personal. It has to be personal. When you create something, I fully believe that
You're right.
it requires so much energy, it requires so much of you that if you're not passionate about it, just don't do it.
Yeah, and like this, there is a purpose.
Yeah. So do it because you really want to do it, and I wanted my little niece to be excited about learning English, and so there we go. So this is how the Meows started.
So we can see.
Now you can play a song.
Okay, let's see this, and you can speak about it.
Chaton bleu, swoosh your pretty tail. Blue kitten, chaton bleu, swoosh your pretty tail. Pull the treat between your toes, wrinkle up your little nose. Blue kitten, chaton bleu, swoosh your pretty tail. Pink kitten, chaton rose, swoosh your bushy
So
tail.
because it's for the little ones,
Kitten, chaton
it's very repetitive. So for the adults that are watching, once you watch the beginning, you probably get it and not really want to watch the rest.
I'm still not there. Hold on.
But the little kids will want to watch it over and
Of
over
course, yeah.
and sing with it. And so that's why we're adding the lyrics on so they can just see it. And also we make them come in at the same time so they can see what French word matches what English word. And so they can start seeing, how you write them, even though we're not expecting them to know how to write them. But that means also that all the kids who can write can start to learn and do this. And in this song, we went through the different characters we have in the show, so the kids could learn the colors and the patterns of the different cats that are in the show. And it's me singing.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is your voice.
It is me.
tail. Big gray cat, gros chat gris, swoosh your fluffy tail. Hold a treat between your toes, wrinkle up your little nose. Big gray cat, gros chat gris, swoosh your fluffy tail. Swoosh your fluffy tail.
Cool.
And the big grey cat at the end, that's Walter.
Oh, that's him.
Oh, he's famous.
Yes.
Walter is gonna have his own show very soon, I guess.
Well, he's definitely part of the show.
He's the
He-
star.
He is the adult of the show, the father figure, and he's not quite yet integrated in the storylines and all that because we haven't had time to do it yet. But this song first introduces him so we can see him. Because, I love my cats.
So talk. Yeah, we hear you. I love cats too. How does that work? How do you start a project like that in terms of, you have an idea, or you mentioned that you wanted to fulfill a desire and a gap in the market and things like that. And then what's the next step?
Well, what I did is because I knew I wanted it to be animated, and I'm not an animator. I joined a few years back something. It's called the Creators Society. It's an organization where people who work in animation get together, and it's really a networking association for people who work in animation. And there's all sorts of events that they organize. It's awesome. You guys should join, by the way.
I think I've been to one of those.
Yes, I think I took you there. Yes.
Okay, I've been to one of those.
And going to those events, meeting people who work in animation, taking the various, going to the various events. All the events are free, which is awesome. So going to those events, I learned a lot about animation, and I think they really gave me the confidence to go and do my own thing, because I started to understand how the pipeline of animation works, how to put a team together, what we needed to get it done, and it's something that I dreamt about it. I've been dreaming about it for ever since I was a kid. Even since I was 3, I've wanted to make animation.
Oh yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I think most kids, right? You all love cartoons and you all dream to be in cartoons. I think. I mean, I definitely did. I always thought everybody felt the same way. I don't know. But I never thought it would be something possible. I never thought it would be something achievable. I always thought this is so mysterious and so complicated and so hard. I thought this is impossible. And going to meet with people who actually make it and hang with them, have drinks, just have casual conversation, talk about their jobs and all that, it just made it less scary.
Right.
And so I just one day I just thought, okay, let's get a designer and let's try to create a cat. So I got somebody who I liked what she was doing, the kind of drawings that she was doing. And then I told her, I want my main cat, I want her pink, I want her to have a little white heart here, and I want her ears to be like that. And then she started drawing for me, and I said, oh, but I would like bigger jaws, and I would like, I don't know, a little fur here, another fur here. And then she was like, and she was drawing, and then together we created those different
Those
cats.
characters, yeah.
And then once this was done, then I looked for somebody who could do a storyboard, because that's the next step. Once you have your character design that is done, you want to do, like in the movie, they do that as well, I think. So you have somebody who's going to draw the main frames of the thing that you want to do. And I had already... I think I skipped a step. One of the steps is also to know what story you want to write. So I had written little scenarios of things that I wanted to say, and I had written some songs as well. So I took those songs and those scenarios, and I looked for somebody who could do what we call an animatic, which is put the song into the visual. So she would draw the different frames of according to the script that I gave her, and decide what she's deciding is that on which angle to see what, and are we going to see, for example, the paw in like a close-up, or is it going to be the full body? That are not things that I write in my scripts. That's something that she decides as the storyboard artist. And she sees, which is why they're called story artists, actually. It's because they take the story and they find the best way of telling it in visuals. Yeah. And now, if you want, we can watch Alouette, the English version. And then I've put the animatic and the final animation next to each other, so you can see what an animatic is.
Okay, so this is it.
Yes.
Little skylark, gentle little skylark, little skylark, I'll pluck your feathers out, pluck the feathers off your head.
On the left, the final product.
Little skylark, little skylark, gentle little skylark, little skylark, I'll pluck your feathers out, pluck the feathers off your beak, pluck the feathers off your beak.
Apologize.
Little skylark, little skylark, gentle little skylark, little skylark.
So when we create the animatic, there's several versions of the animatic. We do a first draft, and then we see what works, what doesn't, and then we do some changes, and then little by little we get to the final animatic. And then when we go to actually animate, this changes again a little bit, not dramatically usually, but sometimes when you put the background in and then you put the colors, you realize that something doesn't quite work, or that the timing doesn't work, and so we just change it. Everything is fluid. But the fact, the animatic really helps having a good outline, so we know what we're going into, because the animation is the part that takes the longest, that requires the most work, and we don't want to waste resources. It's expensive to make. Yeah. So the better the animatic, the
easier.
Yeah.
Cheaper is going to be to then make the final product, because we don't have to throw away scenes and spend hours animating something that we're not going to use. But you see, sometimes it's a little different between the two.
Yeah, can tell,
We just, as we making it, that's the beauty also of making your own project, is that you really have the freedom to just change it as much as you want.
I love the red arrows that indicate movement and stuff.
Yes.
It's really cool.
And also from a technical point of view, I think especially if you have musicians and people who do sound, who are interested in the process, we're not using the final sound for the animatic. It's usually a rough track. Usually I haven't tuned it, it's not mixed. It's just really rough, so she knows when she does her animatic, she knows what goes where. And often even the voices for the actors, it's not for the animatic, it's me doing all the voices, basically. And then when we have the animatic that's set, then we record with the actors, and then we don't even mix at this point, but we record the final audio, because we use the final audio to make the animation.
Yeah.
So she knows exactly for the lip sync,
Oh.
and
Yeah,
so she can know.
it has to be in sync. So yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we do that to the final recording, but not to the final mix, because once it has been animated and it's nearly finished on the animation, at least when we know it's a picture lock, so we know we're not going to change where something goes. It's just like fine tuning or adding the karaoke line at the bottom or something like that. Then I send it to the sound designer, and the sound designer is going to add the sound effects. And after that, it goes to the mix.
Final mix.
Yeah. And sometimes, even at this point, we still change a few things. Depending on, sometimes, for example, if I see that the lip sync is not perfect, sometimes it's cheaper to re-record the voice actor than it will be to change the visuals. So sometimes we just adjust the voice on with the voice actor. So we're very flexible. And also when we do the French version, so it depends on the episode. Sometimes we start with the French, sometimes we start with the English.
So for each video you do two versions?
Yes, we do the French and but we change things. Actually, I didn't bring that to you, but I should have. There's one song where we even change the character, because Tiger is the American character. He goes to France to learn French. So on the song where we're teaching French, it's Tiger who's going to ask the questions and repeat and learn the French. But on the English version, it's Minette, because Minette is the French cat. So she's the one who's learning English. So we swap the animation. It's basically the same thing, but we swap Tiger for Minette. And then we do a little changes on screen as well, so it makes more sense. And even on the meaning, we might change a couple of things because they have different personalities.
Yeah.
So we really
are they
recreate
together
it.
sometimes?
And sometimes they're together.
Yeah. Okay.
But what I mean is that it's not a proper dub that we're doing. We're really recreating a proper French version, and it's a great luxury to be able to do that. Most of the time, when I work with clients, when I do a dub for clients, we can't do that. But because it's my own show that I'm producing, I can decide that I want to do that. And I think it's better, and the final product is significantly better because it feels like it's an original in both languages. And
of course,
and it makes sense, because it wouldn't make sense for a tiger to learn an English word.
Right, it's targeted to the viewing audience. So
exactly.
That makes a lot more sense. I have a question about the songs, because you said
Yes.
you're writing the songs, so you're
Yes.
doing lyrics.
So I do the lyrics, and I have composers who compose the music, and I often also place harmonies on it. So I guess I qualify as co-composer, I think. when I write the harmonies.
What do you
I think
mean by
because I don't know, it's like a little gray area, like who is the composer? I give the full composer credit though to my composers. Yeah, because you compose and you compose. So if somebody comes in and brings a harmony, they don't qualify as composers. Is that what you're saying?
It's different, but what do you mean by bringing harmonies? It's more vocal.
Yes,
so
they're gonna give me the track late, because I record the thing, and then when I record the vocals, I just add harmonies and stuff.
Okay, so
So
which is you keep the melody.
Yes.
You just harmonize the melody. Okay.
Yes.
Which is not composed.
Exactly.
It's arrangement. So you can have 10%.
So I work with
it's
composers.
backup vocals.
Arrangement. Yeah.
Yeah, but she's composing the harmonies.
I'm composing the harmonies.
No. She's creating the harmonies, though.
Yes,
there
I'm
is no
creating the
competition
harmonies.
for harmonies. No.
Right.
Okay, so I stand corrected.
the main line has been composed, so
Yes.
she's creating harmonies over the main line, which has been composed and is copyright of the composer.
But sometimes I also write the melody, and then they just do the accompaniment. So
writer composer then.
We work together, and I'm very happy to give all the composing credit to the composer. So
thank you for them.
I want
It's
everybody
a
on the
battle.
team. I just want everybody on the team to be super proud, to love the work, and to,
we have a lot of composer in Music Partner.
Yes, but I have great composers, and I'm very I'm very loyal. I'm someone very loyal.
Should we say their name so at least we know who they are?
Yes, Rogerio Modonnet composed the first song that you heard. Tatiana Richaud composed I mean, she did the arrangement of Alouette, because Alouette is a song that's in the public domain. So I have several composers. Those are the two that you saw. But I just love, and then each composer have their own strength and write different kind of songs. So depending on what I feel the feel of the song need to be, I pick the composer for that.
And are they in Los Angeles or are they living somewhere else?
It depends. I have two composers in Los Angeles. One who's in Israel.
And you record all the vocals here?
Not necessarily. It depends who's singing the song, because
Right.
it's not necessarily me who sings the song, because each character has their own voice actor who sings, and when it's more of a generic, like the Big Grey Cat we saw, if it's in regular adult voice, then I usually do the vocals. And I will tell you the reason why I do the vocals is because I don't pay myself. So
It's your project. It makes sense.
You should.
and when this takes off and I can fairly pay everybody, then I will bring on way more singers.
Yeah.
I have plenty of singers that I love and I'm dying to hire for this.
But you
budget
love doing
is not.
this anyway.
Yeah, I
So-
do, but I do so much on it that I'm looking forward to doing less, actually, because it's a lot of work to do it all.
Of course, yeah.
But you do what you do with the budget you have, and that brings you to budget. You wanted to ask?
No. I have a question.
Oh, you do?
I
Okay.
always have a-
No, I just have some songs to listen if you want,
Sure, but before that, I have a question. So
Okay.
that brings us to another part of the discussion. You're a producer, you're a composer, you have your creative ideas, you know where you're going. What are the biggest challenge that you're facing in terms of producing your ideas?
So the biggest challenge is, like everything in life, it's money. And because I have none, then I have to do everything. And because I do everything, it takes time. And so time becomes the second
So
biggest
time
challenge.
and money.
Yeah.
Because if I had more money to produce it, then I would either be able to pay myself, which would make my time, more worth it, and or be able to pay someone else to do it, so I can do something else, and then time would also not be an issue. So it's the same thing on everything.
But this is a great experience
Oh,
because
yeah.
you will know any codes, for those who make the animatics, those who sing. So when you will have money, which I'm sure you will have
I hope so.
soon. Yeah, because
By the
it's
way,
great,
if you want to invest,
yes,
call me.
I put you in a.
we take 10% of because we are your agent, but other than that, send the money.
No, but it's a great, and you're very what can I say?
Hands-on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is great,
You're
I'm
an
sure you will
you're a
succeed.
creative executive producer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
And
the
you-
title.
Which is
You-
great. It's
You have to be
a
hands-on,
great
though.
experience.
You can't. One of the main problems that I found, and one of the challenges that I had to get over with, at least on the first one, is get over this idea that it needs to be perfect. This is something I think that stops a lot of people from actually
Right.
doing things. Because if I'm
Right.
waiting for it to be perfect, I will never do it. That's
Of
the
course.
problem, because it's never perfect. There's
Of
always
course.
something that I want to change.
No.
That I cringe at some of the things that I see that I've released. Because I'm like, oh, I can't
Yeah.
believe I let that go. But you have to let it go and put it out there and do it. Because if you don't do it, then you don't do it.
Yeah.
And the secret to doing things is to
begin.
do it.
Yeah, to begin.
Yes,
The first
just-
step. Yeah.
First
Just-
step.
Yeah. Perfection is the
Yes.
target. It's not the
And it's something that maybe one day I will achieve with the 100th song that I do. But otherwise, you just end up working constantly on something and never releasing it, and it never takes a
Yeah.
life of its own. And then you end up just still being a songwriter in your closet instead of being
Of course, yeah.
somebody
A
who's
performing
actually
artist,
doing it.
yeah.
Yeah. So at some point you have to say to yourself, okay, this is the maximum that I'm willing to invest in this song, so let's release it. And sure, it's
And-
not the one that it's not
Yeah.
where I would like it to be, but it's good enough to be released, so I release it. And this is how you, and the hardest one is the first one. Because
Yeah.
once you've accepted that the first one is not perfect, the second one, because it's a little better than the first one, you're like, oh, okay, so I can release that one too.
Of course.
So
And then-
how many did you produce? How many episodes did you produce of that series?
I think now we have 54 videos.
That's a
I think,
lot.
on,
That's a
YouTube.
lot.
So it's not 54 songs.
Right.
Because the songs take a long time, so we also do some short form content. So little shorts that are vertical, and that are little snippets of like 15, 20 seconds that are funny.
Right.
And those we release them as well on YouTube to have more content that we can release, because making a song takes a long time. And really the ideal speed that I would like to go is to release one song a week, but this is
Right.
completely unachievable. Right now, what I can do is release one song every 2 months. So in between the 2 months of the song, then I'm release little shorts. And we also have, we do little GIFs as well, and those have been very successful. You can share them on Instagram, on Facebook. If you go the High Meow, when you look for a GIF, then, do we say GIF or GIF?
GIF,
right?
GIF.
I don't know.
GIF. We say GIF
You
in
know,
France, but it's
those little
GIF.
things that move and are funny, those things. And then if you search in the search bar the High Meow, and we have stickers as well that move a little bit. Also, it's if you want to add to your Instagram stories, you can take our cats and then just, I don't know, lick the paw or the.
So you have a main site where you can find all those elements?
So those little elements, you find them on the social media.
Social media.
Yeah, so it's integrated in Facebook and in Instagram, and I think in TikTok as well. You can probably
TikTok,
find
okay.
them. So on your usual social media, when you go to add a sticker, you just need to put the name of my show, and you will find the stickers from that.
Awesome.
So this is fun. This is a little fun thing that you can do. We're trying to, with our show, to raise awareness that people know that it exists and get excited about it. So this is one way you can do it. And then hopefully bring people to the music, and that they can go and listen to the songs on Spotify or on Deezer, on Apple Music. We also distribute it everywhere. So
Cool.
so you can find us everywhere.
And we have a hello from
Huh?
Valeria.
Valeria, ¿cómo estás?
Thank you for watching. Valeria's my good
We're waiting for you. We're waiting for your question now.
Yeah, you can ask question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walter, she says Walter with little
That's
smiley,
the
and,
cat.
and Walter's my cat. She loves my cat. My cat is very lovable. In case you haven't noticed.
Okay.
So what is now that you produce all these episodes and stuff, how are you trying to market them and monetize them? Are you trying to sell them to a broadcast station?
Yeah, so right now it's not bringing any money in. It's not monetized. I mean, it is, but like pennies. Like it's really not. You would have to have, I don't know, 3 million views or even more if you wanted to start making $1
on YouTube.
So,
yeah.
so it's not monetized. But there are various ways that things can be monetized after a while. So you need to have a financial plan in your head as well when you're doing those things. And one of the ways is, and this is what I would like to do, is to sell a full unscripted show to a TV channel.
Yeah.
And if it gets successful enough on the various thing on social media, on YouTube, even on Spotify. If I have a lot of listens on Spotify, then it will get producers at, I don't know, Nickelodeon, Netflix, whichever network. It will make them more interested in the project, and I might take my meeting and I might take my pitch, where I'm trying to do full-on scripted episode instead of just songs. So, because that would be my dream, is to have a full-on produced show on TV, but that is so expensive to make that I cannot make it on my own. So, and the TV channels might not be necessarily wanting to work with me. What I'm looking for as well would be co-producers, people who have already produced TV shows that have already been on TV. I would love for them to come on board, and then together we come up with a plan, and then we try to put that show on linear TV or on streamers, one or the other. So this is one path to monetization. The other path to monetization is merchandise, which is another thing that I'm looking at. So if you have, again, it comes back to your social media. If you have enough followers, enough listens, enough views, then you might be able to interest a company to make a T-shirt with one of the cats, or to make a handbag with it, or to make, I don't know, the plush toy. And this is something that I would love to do. I would personally love to have a plush toy with my cats. I would own all of them. They technically for kids, but I guess I'm still a kid. I never grew up. So I would be the first one buying my own merchandise. But yeah, so those are ways that you can monetize, and also the songs, because we have songs. Like if a radio station wants to play the song, this is also one way that you can monetize. But again, this is a way, even with Spotify and all that, you can get a little bit of money, but it takes millions of listens before you actually make anything that would resemble what it costs to make. So this is one. The main way is like the more people listen about it, the more people know about it, the more TV channels will be interested, and the more merchandising people will be interested. So
the key is the number of followers.
Exactly.
Anyway,
that's the key.
Is,
so if you're watching, if you want to help, the best way you can help is tell your friends who have kids. Just that's it. Just tell your friends who have kids, and then let them put their kids in front of it and see if they like it. There we go.
Exactly.
My target audience is not adults, even though I love this. But most adults will probably think it's too childish for them. So this is really for the kids, the little ones, to enjoy, to start singing, and then to learn about French culture, and then to learn a few French words. And it might make them want to learn French, but it might make them want to learn Spanish as well. It's gonna.
Which brings my next question: any plans for further languages?
Yes, I would love to do the other languages. Right now, I'm concentrating, because it takes so much of my time, that I'm concentrating on the 2 languages that I can do myself. But I would definitely want to do Spanish, because the Spanish kids would probably love to learn English and French, and English and French kids would probably love to learn Spanish. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. But as soon as I open one language, there's so many more versions that I need to make. And I thought when I started, because I've worked in dubbing for so long, I thought it's going to be so easy to make 2 versions. Turns out it's not. Because turns out, it as I was saying, like you have to swap a character. Like it's not the same character in both versions. And there's always things that come up, and it turns out it's twice the work. So it's not as easy as I thought it was going to be to make 2 versions. And it's already fairly overwhelming, and I'm not able to put out as many episodes that I want. So it's on the list of things to do. But there's a good chance when I'm at the point that I have, I don't know, 50 songs, then I'll just hire a company to do the do the Spanish version for me, because I don't think I will have the time to do it. But I will be an annoying client, because I will have a strong eye on it, and I will want to choose my cast.
Of course.
Now I understand. Also, it's making me understand my clients when they come to me for dubbing. I'm realizing why they're so hands-on, because now it's my baby. I'm like,
their project, and of course, it's like a baby.
Can we watch another episode?
Yeah.
So
I'd love to.
I have this one, the blue.
No, this one we've already seen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can you show maybe Count to 4? It's Rogerio Modene who wrote this song as well.
This one.
Composed the song.
This one.
And we won tons of awards for that one. It's a really fun song. And it's an original. It's not a nursery rhyme that you know. It's a totally original song.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
One little kitty is better than none. 2 little kitties are twice the fun. 3 little kitties, let's go and play. 4 little kitties, you've made my day. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's count backwards.
4 little kitties, you've made my day. 3 little kitties, let's go and play. 2 little kitties are twice the fun. 1 little kitty is better than none. Let's count in French now. The numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait. Okay, but can we do it slower?
Sure, here we go. 1 little kitty is better than none. Deux little kitties are twice the fun. Trois little kitties, let's go and play. Quatre little kitties, you've made my day. Un, deux, trois, quatre. Backwards.
Okay.
Quatre little kitties, you've made my day. Trois little kitties, let's go and play. Deux little kitties are twice the fun. Un little kitty is better than none. Un, deux, trois, quatre. You got it?
Yeah.
No more speed now.
All right, I think you get it as well. Yeah, I love this song.
Yeah, we still like it.
It's smart. I'm learning new numbers today, but it's smart.
Rogerio did such a good job with the song.
It is smart.
And we won 3 Telly Awards.
So tell us more about those awards.
Yeah.
Who does them? Where? How?
So the
why?
Telly Awards are awards for. It's kind of like the Emmys, but just the level under. So it's a good stepping stone. Like if you start winning a lot of Tellys, then maybe you're ready to go to the Emmys. That's how it feels like. And we won in education for kids. We won as entertainment for kids, and we won as the people choice as well. So we had. I did share on social media because that's how it works.
I have
But
it actually. You can look. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
personally surprised to see that. I didn't think we were going to win that one. We won the bronze, and I didn't think we would. I didn't realize we actually had enough people who were watching and who wanted to vote for it. And that was such a... So I think that one is special, I think. I was so happy. And we won tons of other awards at various festivals because in order to... When you create something new like this, you need reassurance that it's you're on the right path, and that's that you're not wasting your money, and that you're doing something that people actually like. So this is why I entered at first a lot of film festivals and a lot of different things, because I wanted to know. Is the industry liking it? Is there a space for it? Are people going to hate it? And to be honest, the very first thing that I did, and I thought it was brilliant, and if I watch it again, I don't know, I would probably like it too. I did like a little short with my sister, and I thought it was great. And that one I entered it in like tons of film festival, and we got selected nowhere. Nowhere, right? That was the first thing that I did. And then this show, I entered it in a lot of things because I was like, maybe if I'm lucky, one of them will take it, you know. And we got taken everywhere, and pretty much, and we kept winning everything. I was like, oh my god! So I stopped entering awards because after when you get to the 19th or the 20th, you're like going.
You got too many now.
Yeah, exactly. My shelf, I don't have enough space on my shelf.
You need a bigger house.
But it gave me. It was great. I think I'm glad I did it because it gave me the reassurance that we have something that is good and that is sellable. And so now when I go to meetings and I try to sell the show, I feel confident that I have a good product. And we all need that because I'm full of self-doubt, and I'm sure that everybody who's creating something is in their living room crying, "Oh, I suck. I'm so bad." I've had that so many times, and I'm sure you can relate,
every night,
right? So. We need this to feel that we're doing something that works, you know, because
it's a welcome validation.
Because otherwise, I'm asking my friends, my sister, my niece, but they all love me, so nobody's gonna be honest with me. They're all gonna say it's brilliant, and even if it's bad, right? So this is a recognition from people I have never met, who have no idea who I am, who don't know what my company is, and we're winning against people like the other people who won are people from Sesame Street. They're people who are legit, like people who are doing real shows. Like, because I'm still at the point where I think like it's not a real show that I'm doing, even though it exists. But I'm still at the point where I feel like I'm an imposter. What I'm doing is not
You don't have a huge organization behind you.
Yes,
but
exactly.
This is where this is so much more, such a bigger achievement when you think of it, because you're doing it yourself with the means that you've got,
That
your
I
own
have,
money,
and yeah.
your own time, and you're competing
But-
with people that have like 100 million times more resources than you.
That's true,
Yeah.
but let me tell you something that I've learned by going, because I'm doing this, I'm going to the various markets, I'm hanging out with people who are doing things. Oh, it's time to, I told you I could speak for a long time. And so
We
I've
have a few
realized,
minutes left.
I've met a lot of
No,
people
family.
who are big producers in big companies and are doing big things, and I realized that they're just the same as me. They doubt just as much as I do. They're not sure if their product is good. They in their room crying, I'm not good enough. And I realized that we're all the same, and there's such a relief to know that and to realize that everybody's on the same boat and we are all full of
I
self-doubt.
didn't realize there was so
And-
much crying in animation.
Okay, maybe I'm the only one crying. Maybe I'm lying here.
I thought it was fun.
My point is that go for it. Everybody's in the same boat. We're all the same. We're all winging it. We're all doing it like trying and then see what happens. And it's worth the journey, because when you start releasing it, then it takes a life of its own. And then suddenly you start feeling that you've achieved something. And just the fact that you release it. And if you're a composer, if it's just pressing send so it goes onto Spotify, do it. Just do it.
Cool.
All right. Well, we want to thank Claire
Yeah.
for
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Thank you. It was
was
great. You know?
extremely enlightening and entertaining
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
now I'm going to
And
go cry.
congratulations for your works.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Really.
Thank you.
Really. And we know how is it to do post-production and production. It's a lot of work. And,
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Which is why you gotta love it.
Yeah. But you're really enjoying it, and you're passionate. So
I am.
it's great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for
coming.
having me. Bye, everybody.
Let's go adopt
So-
some cats now.
yes. So thank you guys. What we can say? Let's see you next week. And thank you, Claire, again.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon. I'm sure you will go on some network soon, and you will come back to say,
Okay.
now I'm doing Spanish, I'm doing Italian, I'm doing blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, cool, guys. So thank you, and see you soon.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye bye. And there is no.